Buyers agents are making more money than listing agents. That's the topic today. Of course, that's not always the case, but I wanted a topic. I wanted to grab your attention. But it does happen. I just had this happen twice yesterday, where buyer's agents were making more than the listing agent. I want to give you some examples, but first, let me put a little disclaimer on here. All commissions are negotiable by law. Let me say that again. All commissions are negotiable by law, well, at least in the state of Ohio. So the numbers I'm throwing out here, the percentages, are just examples because what I love about our industry, the real estate industry, about the buyers agents, the sellers agents, the buyers, the sellers, everything is negotiable. It is. But early on, a few months back, with the changes in NAR and some rules and some laws with buyer's agency and listings, a lot of agents thought they hate the word negotiable. I love the word negotiable. Agents were worried that their commission was negotiable and they would have to lower their commission. I'm happy to say that a lot of the professional, the up to date, the experienced, the go-getter type agents are actually making more money per sale than they were last year. The reason being is this is everything is negotiable and you get to put the price you want on your time. Doesn't matter if you're the listing agent, doesn't matter if it's a buyer's agent. So I know this video is going to go a little long, but I have the 100% knowledge and the experience already now over the last 5, 6 months since our change of policies with buyer's agency. So I'm seeing it out there. Buyers and buyer's agents, they're now deciding how much their buyer's agents are worth. The buyer's agent is going in. This is how much I'm worth. Throwing out numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. It doesn't matter. Everything's negotiable now. So what is your value you're giving your buyer? A seller, what we're finally seeing 100% happening is sellers and listing agents don't know the buyer's agent's value until they bring the offer. You as a listing agent, this is where I'm getting to it. Some listing agents are losing some of their commissions because they are not explaining to their listings and their sellers that, hey, we're going to see all range of things. Nothing. 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% from buyer's agents, and buyers may ask you to pay that as a requirement of their offer. And they're not explaining that. So where I'm seeing some buyer's agents making more money than listing agents, I will give you an example. Say I've had this happen twice. Listings, and luckily it was on our side. We're the buyers. Listings that the listing agent took the listings, which I push our agents never to do, is they were saying, hey, list agent or buyer's agents, we are not paying you any commission. Sellers refusing to pay, or a small amount, maybe 1% or 2%. And they explained that to a seller at the time of listing that they didn't explain all of the options of what could happen. And then buyer's agents are coming in with, just giving examples, 3%, 4%, 5%, because their buyer wants them to earn that money. They showed their value. They could be on the 320th house and the 50th offer that fell through and been working for 2 years for this buyer, if that buyer and that buyer's agent thinks you are worth 4 or 5% now, just you because of all the work you did, we're going to work this out. Make sure you earn that. Now that's between the buyer and the buyer's agent. And then that buyer's agent and buyer comes in and said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I want to purchase your home. Maybe it's been sitting a while, not getting any offers. I want you to pay my agent X. Oh my gosh, I'm not paying your agent that. Well, my agent and I, as the buyer, agreed to this. We signed an agreement to that, and that's what we're worth. That's what we're worth, and I want you to pay it included in our offer, and that's non-negotiable. And then the listing agent, in these cases that I'm seeing, that happens a couple times, has to explain to their sellers why they can't have this buyer and not pay their agent. And then what happens? The seller's upset. Seller's upset. You didn't explain that these scenarios could come into play. You said I don't have to pay a buyer's agent if I don't want to. I only have to pay him this. And this buyer's agent, buyer's saying they only buy my house if you pay my agent this, and I only want to pay a total amount of whatever. I want you to lower your commission. That happened twice to not our listing agents, other agents. And I heard from my buyer's agents, like, don't back down, because I had the listing agent going, I'm only making X now if we accept your offer. And the listing agent actually trying to get our buyers and buyers agents down on commission that's already been agreed to, because they knew that their sellers were going to be upset with them about the total commission they're paying because they didn't get explained this scenario. So hopefully that made a little bit of sense. So in this video, I wanted to express to all of the agents out there that you have a ethical and professional duty with your listings. You have your listing agreement, but you have to tell the sellers you don't know what kind of offers are coming in. There's no way to say at time of listing, I could guarantee you won't pay an agent, or you won't only pay this amount, or this is the max amount you'll pay a buyer's agent. You don't see the offers. You have to explain to them, we don't know. Could be nothing. It could be something. It could be in between. But you as a seller get to decide if you want that to pay that or not, or accept that offer. But it's also the buyer's right to say, if you don't pay that, seller, I'm not buying your house. It's all a negotiation. So it's a disservice for, I feel, as listing agents to not explain all the scenarios that could happen to your with offers, and giving them the hope that they're, or even worse, putting it in a listing agreement that you guarantee them they're only going to pay a buyer's agent whatever. I hope that, I haven't seen it yet. It's definitely not in our listing agreement. Hope I don't see it out there anywhere, but I know there's agents saying that to their clients, that don't worry, you'll only have to pay this or not pay that. And then the offers come in and they're different, and they get upset at the listing agent. And the bottom line is what I just saw happen twice last week to listing agents, is that those listing agents had to back off on their commission to let the deal happen, that the buyers and buyers agents, that's not the buyer's fault. That's not the buyer's agent's fault. They already agreed on their commission before they even saw your house and your listing. And if your seller is upset with you as a listing agent because you didn't explain this, you might pay up to here or decide to, because you want a transaction to happen, it's kind of, like I said, a disservice, unprofessional to go into listings without giving them all scenarios that can happen. So last today, I will say this again. Listing agents, you decide what you're worth. It's 100% negotiable at the time of listing what you get paid. Put that in there. It's okay. It could be 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%. It could be whatever. I'm not telling you what it is, but it's negotiable. The seller, it's open market. Seller can go, I'm going to interview another agent, another agent. Buyer's agent, you have a full right to negotiate what your time, your expertise, and things you're going to do. If someone wants you to show them one $2 million house tomorrow, and that's the only house they want to show, and they're going to buy it tomorrow, yes, your percentage or what you might normally want might be a lot lower because you had one house. You're going to have a limited amount of time. But you as a buyer's agent, if you're on 2 years and you're on the 200th showing and the 50th offer and you've missed parties and your kids' sporting events to help these buyers, and you and your that buyer say you're worth 5%, 6%, just yourself, you're welcome to do it. It's all negotiable. And when that buyer presents the offer, I suggest to you as a buyer's agent, when your percentage is maybe higher than what's normal, have a conversation with the listing agent before you present the offer and explain why. Explain why. Hey, me and my buyer have been working together forever. It's only a $80,000 house. And I've been all over God's green earth showing them properties for 2 years. Explain to them what you're worth too. Don't think that you just got this lead off an internet lead and this is the only house you showed them and you just met these people yesterday. So have open communication with the agent. Explain why your commission's the way it is. Explain the agreement you have with your buyers, because everything's negotiable, but you now have the ability to negotiate your value higher if you think you're worth it in those scenarios. So remember, anybody, reach out to me if you want to discuss this. As a broker who's been in the business over 30 years, as a broker that has handled thousands of transactions every year for decades, and especially hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of transactions since the change of our NAA rules and buyer agency laws, I'll give you some insight of really what's happening out there. And I'm happy to do it. Just get on my calendar, tonytalk.net. That's it for today. Thank you. Sorry for the long video, but I wanted to get that out there because I want you and any agent out there to earn what you feel that you deserve with your get the value, get the money that you are valued at. I want you because I hate to see agents cut themselves short and they're worth so much more. Also, on the other side of things, I don't see it happen often. I hate seeing agents make a ton of money, which rarely happens, and do little work and have no value. I rarely see that. I really do. That's what I love about our industry, especially our market in Ohio. Agents work hard for that commission and do a great job. So, all right, now that's it. Have a wonderful day and hope to see many of you very soon. Bye bye.